Hey folks, welcome back to another top 5 video with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today, as we're going into Gen Con next week, as I'm recording this, it's next week, I was thinking about, why not record a top 5 games that I'm looking forward to that I have not already played that are coming out at Gen Con. No, that's a really long title, but that's the idea that I have. These are the top 5 games that I'm looking forward to seeing at Gen Con that I have not yet already played. So I'm not talking about the Dragon and Flagons. I'm not talking about the Scythes or the Arcane Academies or the Cry Havocs or the Oceanos or the Bloodborne TCG. I'm not talking about any of those great games that I've already played and I know they're already good. I'm talking about the top 5 games that I'm looking forward to that I don't know if they're going to be good or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So my number 5 is a game called In the Name of Odin. This is going to be put out by NSKN Games, and it looks to be a mid-weight, mostly Euro game, but it does have Vikings in it, and it looks very similar, I guess, in theme and overall concept is something like a Champions of Midgard or something like that. And I really enjoyed Champions of Midgard. It has the same kind of feel, I guess, just from what I've seen. So I'm a sucker for Viking games, and so I'm really looking forward to In the Name of Odin. Hopefully I'll be able to get it played and report back to you later on in the near future. Number 4 is a game that I first caught sight of at Gamma Trade Show earlier this year, and then I got to see it again at Origins when Ares Games came and showed it off to us again at Origins, and that is The Last Friday. Now, I'm not a big, huge horror movie fan, but I like the concept that is behind The Last Friday, where you're all playing these camp counselors and you're trying to get ready and set up for the next group of kids to come in, and there is this slasher serial murderer that's after you, and you're trying to find out where he is. You're trying to get all these different objectives accomplished. It looks really interesting. I like the different movement things that are on the board, so I'm looking forward to trying it out. That's Last Friday from Ares Games. My number 3 is a game called London Dread. Now, I've not played this one yet. Again, that's what this whole list is all about, but I love the cooperative nature of this game, London Dread. I like the way that the game is looking as far as the graphic design is concerned. I like Champions of Midgard, which Gray Fox Games put out. Gray Fox Games is also doing London Dread, so we'll see. I think they did a great job with Champions of Midgard. Hopefully they'll still be on par with London Dread, and I'm really looking forward to it as well. I like all of the different variable player powers, each player having their own cards that they're able to play onto their characters, and that give them special, but I just really enjoy that. I love the cooperative nature of it. We'll see how it goes, but that's my number 3, London Dread. My number 2 is from a much more established publisher, and that is Days of Wonder. And this one that I'm looking forward to is Ticket to Ride, Rails, and Sails. Now, I have played Ticket to Ride, and again, that's kind of a given almost at this point, but I haven't played this version of Ticket to Ride, and that's a pretty cool thing to be able to say nowadays, because with the Pennsylvania and UK expansion, map expansion for that just came out a few months ago, that was a game changer for Ticket to Ride. It threw some new mechanics into it that were really a kind of a step away from your basic run-of-the-mill Ticket to Ride game. And now they've done it again with this Rails and Sails, and so I'm really looking forward to giving it a whirl. I like the fact that the map is double-sided. You've got the world on one side, and you've got the Great Lakes on the other side of it. I really like that little nuance of the game. So I'm really looking forward to Ticket to Ride, Rails and Sails from Days of Wonder. Let's get to my number 1. Okay, so you probably saw my number 1 coming from afar off. I think it's topping many people's number 1 games coming out of Gen Con this year, but that is from Plaid Hat Games, Seafall. I really like the legacy style of games. I'm a sucker for nautical themed games, so this one is really hitting on a lot of different pistons for me. So I just think it's going to be awesome. I'm hoping I'm not overhyping it within myself so that when I play it I'm not disappointed, but I really do feel, coming from Rob Davio, that this is going to be a really cool game, and I'm seriously pumped about playing Seafall as soon as humanly possible. So that's my number one game that I'm looking forward to checking out at Gen Con, and those are all 5 of my games from looking at Gen Con. Again, very looking forward to this convention. I'm hoping that you guys that are there stop by, say hi, give us a handshake and that type of thing. We're looking forward to it, and hey, maybe we can play some games as well. Anyway, we'll see you on the flip side.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.